Let's start off. Welcome back, everybody, to Anobi Talk for November and December. Now, what happened in November? The World Cup draw, the NBA Cup, and also the World Series also ended in November, I believe. I don't remember. And also, the NHL is gone in a hard start, bad start for Toronto. In December, we having a great month until you know what. I won't mention that person's name. And also, there's tons of stuff going on in December, but we're almost to the end of the year. And I'll give you guys my top 5 movies, best movies, and top 5 worst movies that you should not see. Anyways, let's start off with the FIFA World Cup, which was held in the United States, where it was held in John Kennedy Center, Memorial Center, where they were brought out the President of the United States, the Prime Minister, and the President of Mexico all draw their country to play in the World Cup, which we all knew that was going to happen. And for Team Canada, well, they will face the team of whoever wins in their tournament. So some people are saying it's Italy. Who knows? They're also going to be facing, let me double check, because, Qatar and Switzerland. Now, the winner between Italy, Wales, the other country, I don't know how to pronounce it, and North Ireland. Now, USA will be facing in Group D, Portland. Okay, I'm not pronounce that country. I'll put it on the screen, or I'll show you guys the flag. Australia, and the winner of Turkey, Slovakia, Kusisul, and Romania. And for Mexico, they're in Group A. They will face South Africa, South Korea, and the winner between Denmark, the Czech Republic of Ireland, and North Macedonia. Anyways, the World Cup will be hosted by 3 countries: Canada, USA, and Mexico. And they will be on June 11 to July 19, and there will be 16 cities that will be hosting it. Anyways, moving on to the NBA Tournament Cup. It was crazy in November, and it went crazy in December, where we have the Knicks versus the Spurs. Now, before we got to that, we had the Knicks versus the Orlando Magic, and the Spurs versus the OKC, who apparently they were undefeated during this whole season, where they had a crazy record of, I think it was 27 or 24-1, and they were undefeated in the tournament until the Spurs dominated them, where they got their second loss. Their second loss in the NBA season and the tournament. And also, the Spurs were that close of winning the NBA Cup, but it went to the Knicks, who won it for the first time. And who knows, maybe they will win the NBA title next year. We'll see. Anyways, moving on to the NHL. There's tons of trades happen. Quinn Hughes went to Minnesota for 3 players and I believe 2 draft picks, if I'm not mistaken. Also, Skinner went to Pittsburgh for another goalie. I forgot his name. And also, Montreal also traded a second-round pick for Philip Deneau, who's coming back again. And there was tons and tons of trades that happened before. And, the NHL went all in. And for the first time, I know I'm done with November, but now it's December. This is the first time since I think it was like 2014 or 2015, that the Kansas City Chiefs are not making it to the playoffs. That is a bummer. Not blaming that on Taylor Swift, but it's a bummer. Also, it was announced that the Kansas City, which is in Missouri, or whatever state they're in, it turns out in the Kansas state wants to make arena in their side, meaning that they want to move the Chiefs to their state instead of where they are now, and that will be only starting on 2031. And holy moly! And other news in the NFL, there was also the Cowboys and other teams that got eliminated. And I don't know what's going on in the NFL, but there's teams that are surprising me and teams that are not making it to the playoffs. Moving on to the NHL, there's teams that are not doing well, like Toronto Maple Leafs, Buffalo, and the Florida Panthers, the Blue Jackets, and many other teams. There's teams that are shocking me who are literally in a rebuild, like San Jose, Anaheim, who are literally in the playoffs, and also Chicago, were in the playoffs, but they're just in the mix. Anaheim is leading in first in their division. There's one team that is better than all the other teams, is Colorado Avalanche, who have a record and like 2 losses so far and 5 or 6 overtime losses, and they are smoking the league. Their best player, who has now have 30 goals, and if I'm not mistaken, if his pace is going, he might get 100 goals in a season. No player other than Gretzky, who got 92 goals in a season. If he can outpace Gretzky this fast, he can get to 93 quicker than him. But forget about that. Ovechkin also got 900 goals recently. Probably, I think it was like November, or I don't remember what day he did it. Which he had, it took him a while to get to that. Also, there was also crazy weather going on in places in different countries. We all know that Israel and Palestinian war has now officially ended. Last month, I don't know if it's back on. The Ukraine and Russia war is still going on. There's been tons and tons of stuff going on in the United States, and many things happening in Canada. And, I hope you guys were enjoying your holidays or Christmas or Happy New Year's Eve. Whenever you're watching this, probably on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. But let's move on to the top 5 best movies of 2025, in my opinion. And let's start off with number 5 for me. Now, I put number 5, a Minecraft movie. Now, I know you guys are going to say, why are you putting this movie at number 5 and why is the best? Honestly, I played Minecraft before and I knew how this movie is going to play out. Yes, I know Jack Black and Jason Momoa are not great actors in this movie, but in my opinion, it's a good time, I don't know why people are complaining about this movie, Anyways, moving on to number 4 in 2025. It's gonna be, drum roll please, The Long Walk. You must be saying, why that movie, Long Walk? Well, The Long Walk is about a movie based on a book of Stephen King. It's about, I think it was like teenagers or whoever, are walking for money at the end, and probably a wish, because apparently that's what they get at the end. And the movie is pretty good. like the trailer hints it to you a little bit what's going on, why there's military presence walking around. And the thing is that they have to walk to the end and there's no finish line. So whoever makes it to the finish line wins it. And the person who gets eliminated dies. That's right. They die in that movie. It's crazy, I know. Moving on to number 3. My number 3 movie, a best in 2025, has to be Happy Gilmore 2. Why I put it at number 3 and why people are saying it's the worst. No, it's not. It's a pretty good movie. It's a good sequel. I don't know why people are complaining about this movie. Honestly, it's a good movie. Stop complaining. You know, Adam Sandler does pretty good in this movie. I don't know why people complain. It's better. I'm not saying it's better than the first movie, but it's average. Like, yeah, he couldn't bring back most of the cast that were in the original. Some of them passed away before he filmed this. Or, I mean, after he filmed this. So, even, like, Bob Barker, who also passed away in 2000, don't know when he passed away, but also another guy who also was in the movie, who helped Gilmore to be a better golfer, and many actors that were also in that movie. But moving on to number 2. Number 2, I'm going to say Mission Impossible 8. The Final Reckoning. Now, hear me right, hear me wrong. Mission Impossible 8 did not do well in the blockbuster. But in my opinion, it tells a great story if you get to know what Ethan Hunt is going for. He is going to take down the AI. And I know people are going to say, why are you talking about this movie? Because honestly, it knows what to do. The pace, the motion, his friendships with his person. They do give us honestly, a great storyline with 2 movies that were more important, like Mission Impossible 1 and Mission Impossible 3, which, has to do with the rabbit's foot, and it turns out the rabbit foot means something. And honestly, they just know how to do it so good. And my number 1 in 2025 is going to be the Final Destination Bloodline. Why I put this movie at number 1 other than the other movies? Honestly, it's a good movie. Yeah, there's some bums and downs, but they did something that no other Final Destination could have done. What if a grandmother, or should I say a mother, who shouldn't be alive and all her families are alive at this moment, but she doesn't go on her life, she keeps it to herself, and why people don't realize. You need to go see this movie. It's not a masterpiece, but it's good enough to be out there. And, it's a better horror movie than you see out there. So, honestly, those are my top 5 best movies of this year, 2025. Now, the worst movies out there in 2025 for my top 5s are Until Dawn. It is the worst movie ever. I don't know what were they thinking, taking a video game that was so good and then put it into a movie and just basically, instead of doing the butterfly effect, you just do a time loop? Why? Why would you do a time loop? And what's the cost of that? And then the more they keep dying and dying, they just become those creatures that we see in the video game, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, honestly, they didn't need to make this into live action. They didn't need to make it into a movie. The video game is the movie. Number 4 has to be Wolfman. Now, Wolfman was Blumhouse horror movie that they were trying to do. It is the, universal monster. And when I saw this movie, I said, I'll take it interesting because Blumhouse is known to be a horror movie franchise that knows what they're doing. They did Halloween. Now we all know the other 2 sequels were not that great. Like, honestly, Halloween Kills was okay. They could have delivered us what happened in Halloween Kills in a good way, but they ruined it in Halloween Ends. But Wolfman, they took something like, what if a family gets bitten? I mean, one person gets bitten. What if the father gets bitten by a wolf and he slowly turns into a werewolf? Or should I say Wolfman? Honestly, the movie and the pace is the worst. Moving on to number 3. I have 2 movies I feel like they should be in this spot, and that is Captain America 4 and Fear Street Prom Queen. I feel like they're tied at number 3. But the more I think about it, I feel like Fear Street Prom Queen is worse. But I feel like both of them are worse. But we'll start off with Fear Street Prom Queen. And that movie is like not really a continuation of what happened in the other Fear Street movies. But this movie is like basically on the books, but prime cream. It's seriously just like in those other movie Prom Nights, but different. But this movie is terrible. Don't watch it. The ending is so confusing that you're like, what? And then Captain America 4. Now I know Marvel wanted to change up this movie and make it serious. They didn't really do that, and they didn't deliver it. Now Wayne Wilson, or not Wayne Wilson, I forgot his name, but he, in this movie, was not introduced pretty good. Now he had a TV show that nobody watched, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that nobody watched, I know. But if he had a movie after Endgame, it would have made more sense. That's why his movie was not that great. Moving on to number 2. That's right. Number 2 is going to be Dogman. Yes, I know. Dogman, a movie based on a book, Dogman, where a human and his lovely dog were minding their own business, and one day they just poof got knocked out, and doctor says, "Why don't we just put the man's body into a dog's head, or dog's head into the man's body?" And boom, Dogman. The movie is basically terrible writing. Who in the right mind literally made this movie to be this terrible? I know it's made for kids, but still, who the hell is watching this? And then number 1, or should I say, before we get to number 1, there's my honorable mention, Mickey 17. It is not that great. The Monkey, honestly, not that great. Drop, another movie that was not that great. Also, The Clowns in the Cornfield. Honestly, that movie was terrible. Jurassic World Rebirth, not a great movie. The Old Guards 2, not that great. I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's still an honorable mention. But I Know What You Did That Summer, yeah, I know. It sounds like the same movie from 1997. But what if I tell you this movie came out in 2025 and it is the worst because the ending has no sense. You made a survivor become the killer because people can't remember who the killer was? Yeah. And let's move on to number one. And number one, everybody hates this live action. And honestly, when I first watched it, I also hated it. Snow White 2025. It is known to be the worst movie of all time, and they still think it's good. And it's not. Who in their right mind hired this girl? And why does Gal Gadot playing the evil queen when they know she's not good at acting? She was only known for Fast and the Furious, but when she did that, she also did Wonder Woman, and I feel like people just threw her in these movies, and again, she's not good at these, but still, why the hell you put her in the evil queen, and then Rachel, whatever her freaking name is, playing Snow White. Now I know, guys, in the book, she's supposed to be Snow White. She's supposed to be white. I get it. But still, I know she's not a great actor in this movie. And my God, don't tell me that instead of getting people to play the Seven Dwarfs, they actually CGI them. Why? Were they just angry at those people saying, "Oh, don't hire them because they don't want to be known for Seven Dwarfs"? I get it. It's just a book, but Disney, if you didn't want to do it, then don't do it. I will give you this, Disney. Instead of focus live action, why don't you just update your version of your cartoons and make it a remaster? Or you can just recreate the original and just update it to 4K. That's what I would do. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this new video I just posted. Or not new video, but a new Obi's talk on the holiday of 2025. And I hope that 2026 is going to be a good year for me and, everybody else. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you made it this far, press that subscribe button right now. And if you want to, you can leave a comment. And if you don't want to see these videos, just please leave a comment. Anyways, guys, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.